Wagwan. Politics. Everyone has heard the word, but what does it really mean? I don't know. But the people around here knows. Is democracy all that?
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel.
City boy! City boy!
All right. Yo, politics. Politic connect ditto. We could trade places getting lifted in the staircases. Word up, peace, incarcerated scar faces. Yo, the related style attracts millions. Fans, they understand my plan. Who's the kid up in the green land? Anyway, what's up? Politics, man, and voting. Ali G. Ali G, the GOAT. I can't believe I missed this. You know, what's funny is I was just kind of, I don't know, man. I wasn't where I'm at now, so I don't even know if I would have appreciated this when it came out. I believe it came out in the 90s when I was in my teenage years. I didn't give a F about politics, voting, like all the stuff he was talking about. I did not care. I cared about the hottest rap song, lyrics, girls, martial arts, you know, hustling, like just, you know, I just didn't care about any of this stuff. So I think it's funny we're checking this out because I started to care about voting when I started paying taxes for real. Yeah. When I started my own businesses and had to come out of pocket at the end of the year for taxes. And I was like, one, how can I dodge paying all this nonsense once I figured out where the taxes were starting to go? You know, to bullsh, right? You wish they were plugging potholes and building, you know, amazing schools and teen centers. But no, that's not really happening. But I digress. Let's just learn our politics from Ali G. Yo, check out Ali G. I think you could stream his stuff. There's so many random uploads. I'm not going to promote the random channels who upload. I want to promote the original content creator. So the name is Ali G. I'm sure you can search it and find things, you know, places where you can stream it. I've yet to, and when I do, I will always promote it. But yo, thanks for rocking with me. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm Black Pegasus. Link in the description of my other channels. Let's go.
Wagwan.
Wang.
Politics. Everyone has heard the word, but what does it really mean? I don't know. But the people around here knows. Is democracy all that?
I think one of the famous...
The people are so confused when he's talking. Like the woman was like, and I know this isn't the greatest upload because it's a little fuzzy, but you could just see in her face, she's like, what did I sign up for? What is this? And I always wonder if they've seen his show or ever met him, or did just like some conglomerate set up like, hey, we got a big interview for you. It's at this time, and then this freaking jackass shows up. It's like, yo.
Famous politicians, Winston Churchill once said that something like that democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others.
That's right.
And I think what he meant...
That's right.
I think what he meant was... That's what he said. It's the worst form of government except for all the others. Others like dictatorships and totalitarian. He was talking about Hitler and Stalin and sort of
Mao Zedong,
comparing what it was like to live in these other systems that didn't have democracy.
But in England, we don't have democracy, and we do all right.
England is a democracy. You have democracy. It's just a little different
carry
from
it out
ours.
differently.
Well, does you live there?
I've lived there in
I've lived there
England.
too.
Well, I've lived there all my life, so I think I know a little bit more about this than
you
you.
know
Okay.
a lot more.
I'm sure you do.
You know, like, do you know England is part of Great Britain?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, where's the capital?
The capital of which? Of
England.
England? London is what I thought was the capital.
All right, so he does know your stuff. So
I thought he was about to hit him with a got you moment. He's wilding. He's freaking tripping. Anyways, Ross Perot, Maryland Republican Party. Okay, so we got the first dude was the Democratic Party. This is the Republican Party. But I want to highlight this real quick, y'all. The Democratic Party from the 90s is not what it is today. It is not at all what it is today, you know? And this is where there's all this interesting conflict because my parents are staunch Democrats from the 90s and they still vote Democrat, but all my father's views, his moral principles and moral views from Christianity line up with the Republican Party. It's just, but the Democrat Party just is not what it was in the 90s. It's so crazy to see that twirl. Anyway, but I digress. Let's keep things rolling.
Why does so few young people vote?
Part of it is that they don't believe that their vote matters. They've got other things that they want to do with their time.
Wouldn't it be more better, instead of having a voting age, just saying, all right, if you've got pubes, you can vote?
I would be willing to try it in some smaller way, first as an experiment in something like that, and seeing if we did that, how that would work.
What does you think, Professor? Could you do that and just say, yo, if you've got pubes, you can vote. If you can't, you ain't an adult.
Well, one of the questions is, how do you prove that?
Well, I'd check the girls, all right?
Regardless of what...
Yo, whoa, hold up, brother. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That did not age well. Ali G. Y'all heard that, man? That's crazy. I ain't even gonna repeat it. I know it's made to be funny. Y'all can laugh if you want, but that's ridiculous. That'd make an awkward moment. It's just funny, though, back then, saying crazy jokes like that wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. But just the concept of, like, checking children to have pubes so they could vote, and then him saying, I'll check that. That's crazy. That's insane. But the one brother actually hit a good point, man. Like, when you're young, you just don't you don't think it pertains to you. It doesn't affect you. And it really doesn't, because you don't have responsibilities, right? And I noticed that kids don't get that urgency until they get into college and they think they know everything and start learning. And this is why they protest all this, because, they start to have a little more responsibility and they see the world differently, and they feel responsible for things that are happening in the world. But yeah, man, in high school, you're just like trying to get some chicks. So the chicks trying to be the prom queen. They trying to do good at, cheerleading. Like, ain't no one tripping on the government. They don't realize how much is connected to them, in the sense of, especially men, like if there was a draft and you're 18, all of a sudden, like, oh, you got to go, bro. That would be crazy. But I digress. This is why young folks don't vote, and that's why I didn't even vote. My first time I voted was for Obama. Why? And it was only because, there's a black guy running. I'm voting for him. I ain't know shit about Obama, man. He spoke well. He got me hyped on some change and some hope, and we going to bring America together, and everyone's going to love each other. I don't know if that happened, you guys. All right, we're going to keep it rolling, though. Ali G, politics and voting.
What anybody says about you, when you reach 18, you can vote.
But why 18, as we say on the street?
That has nothing to do with you being responsible for yourself.
Does you not agree?
Oh, they cut it. They clipped it out. He might have went into some, because I think he be riffing here. I think he might have some bullet points written down, and then he just kind of goes off the cuff. He probably says some wild stuff, because there's some edits there. I've never seen an Ali G interview with edits before. Well, actually, I might be tripping. But those were obvious edits, because he was going into some murky-ass territory, especially for the Democratic Party. The Epstein boys. Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, man, watch out.
I suppose, in some way, if you're saying if a person is able to have a child, does that person get to be able to vote?
Shouldn't clever people get to vote more times than stupid people? Because I don't see any reason why I should get the same amount of votes as somebody who's an ignoramus.
I think that's a question that has challenged people for, hundreds of years. And so, no, the answer to your question is no.
Is it true that more people vote for the winner of American Idol than voted for the president?
All I know is that about half the people who could vote for president vote, and about half don't.
So legally, should Rubin...
And this is back then. It's the same now. 50% of America takes part in the American system in voting, and the other 50% doesn't. And we've seen that recently, where I think we had we were getting into close to the 80 millions for one candidate. I'm not talking about 2020. That 81 million for Biden is crazy. But in this last one, I think, Trump was getting close to that 80 mark. I think he's in the high 70s millions of votes. And then Kamala was in the 69 millions of votes. And if you're just doing the math, you're like, and we're about 350 million people. It is kind of wild to think of who takes part in the system in voting. And I know I started paying attention, bro. Taxes got me on another level, bro. Straight up. And that's why I get on here and speak my piece, because I'm like, I'm paying for all this. I'm paying for the migrants to be here. I'm paying for this, that, and the other. I'm like, I struggle when people even argue with me, because I'm like, but are you paying? And are you paying what I have to pay? My tax burden is pretty wild. So I'm just like, yo, man, I trip out on this stuff.
Started to be president.
Okay, you have to remember on American Idol, you can sit there at your phone all day and call every second. Okay, it's not one vote, one person.
Does you think it's because he's black that he ain't president?
No. It's different being president.
It is much different. And of course, people in the entertainment arena have become president. Ronald Reagan was a big Hollywood star.
And it's just happened again. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was a big movie star his entire life, he started out and ran for governor of California.
Weightlifter, too, remember?
I think he's got it wrong. He probably played a role in a movie where he was a governor. He didn't actually become a governor. It's make-believe.
Actually, he did become a governor.
No. Just because he plays a Terminator, it don't mean he is. I used to think that he was the Terminator. Then when I saw...
Why is he actually onto something? Yo, you fast forward now we got one of the most popular, people just in general writing books on reality TV shows, Donald Trump, and now it's kind of wild. America is so lit, actually. I love it. I just love it. Because you could come out of left field and be that guy, the president of the United States. Now, anyways, I guess you have to gain popularity, because even with Reagan, he was a popular movie star, but I don't know. There's something about the fact that you could become president and America kind of leads the world in a sense is just bonkers. Yo, and it's just like America is the true story of started from the bottom, now we here type
saw him in a different film in Kindergarten Cop. We realized that obviously him weren't.
He is now governor of California. Honestly, I'm not lying to you.
So who's your guy that you hope is going to get president now?
John Kerry. I'm supporting him.
But ain't that ridiculous? I mean, he's a very good actor. He was good in Pet Detective, whatever. But why should he have the right to be president?
You're thinking about Jim Kerry, I think.
Well, whatever. You said Jim, we said John, whatever.
John Kerry, different person.
Different person.
I know it's a different person.
John Kerry.
His on-screen personality and him off-screen. I'm
no.
sure he's into politics.
No. I'm not campaigning right now for anyone who has been in a movie.
20 years ago, women didn't have the vote, but nowadays equal. Does you think in 20 years' time, animals will have the vote?
No. I don't think that.
Why not?
It would be so hard to be able to prove that almost every animal that we know about could understand what they're voting about.
Wicked. Keep it real. Respect.
Very
all right.
fine.
Respect.
Very fine.
Respect.
Respect.
Yo, respect. Say.
Yo, he goes to go like this. Respect. And the old guy on he's like, he doesn't know what to do. That is incredible. This dude is wicked, man. Just think about how wild it is to take a moment and talk to people who are involved in the political structures, their help, organizing political party stuff. And this random dude just saying some of the he said. That's just crazy. Totally not taking him serious. And I love it. I fucking love it. This was podcasting before podcasting. They call it an interview, but he's having a crazy conversation with these people, And it was an interview, but this is like the Theo Vaughn type of podcast. Ali G is so ahead of his time, bro. I'm just going to keep it a buck. He's massively ahead of his time. Anyways, yo. I rock with Ali G. Let me know what I got, what I missed. I'll holler.
City boy, city boy.